Biography of Jacob. Jacob, also known as Israel, is an emblematic figure within the biblical narrative, whose story is at the heart of the Old Testament. Son of Isaac and Rebekah, and grandson of Abraham and Sarah, Jacob is celebrated for his remarkable spiritual experiences and for being the founding patriarch of the 12 tribes of Israel. His life is marked by moments of deep faith, complex family relationships, and a persistent quest for divine blessing. Among his most notable achievements is his struggle with an angel, after which he received the name Israel, symbolizing his crucial role in the formation of the Israelite nation and his enduring spiritual legacy. Childhood and education. Origin. Jacob was born into a unique family context, full of divine promises and expectations. His birth, along with that of his twin brother Esau, was eagerly anticipated by his parents, Isaac and Rebekah, who had faced infertility challenges until their prayer was answered. Jacob's arrival into the world not only marked a moment of great joy for his family but also foreshadowed the continuation of the legacy established by his grandfather Abraham under God's promise to make his descendants a great nation. Jacob and Esau were twins, but from the beginning, they were distinguished by their physical differences and character. Esau, the firstborn, was a man skilled in hunting and of robust nature, while Jacob, who was born holding Esau's heel, was calm and preferred domestic life. This duality in their personalities and preferences marked the beginning of a fraternal rivalry that would significantly influence their lives and biblical history. From an early age, Jacob demonstrated an inclination toward spirituality and his family's traditions. Unlike formal education in schools or academies, which was uncommon at that time, Jacob's education was deeply rooted in the divine narrative and promises passed down by his family. Through the stories of his grandfather Abraham and his father Isaac, Jacob learned about the covenant with God, the responsibilities of being part of this chosen lineage, and the importance of living a life that reflected his faith and devotion. Jacob's early years were marked by a special relationship with his mother, Rebekah. She, having received a divine revelation during her pregnancy that the elder would serve the younger, showed a preference for Jacob, which would influence crucial events in his life. This intimate connection with Rebekah strengthened Jacob's spiritual character and prepared him for the challenges and decisions he would face later on. Early education. In the absence of formal educational institutions, Jacob's early education focused on learning the skills necessary for the nomadic and pastoral life of his family. He learned to care for the flocks, to understand the cycles of nature, and to manage the domestic and economic affairs of his home. However, beyond these practical skills, spiritual and moral formation occupied a central place in his learning. Jacob grew up listening to the stories of God's promises to his grandfather Abraham, including Abraham's faith when willing to sacrifice Isaac, and how these promises were maintained and fulfilled through generations. These narratives not only taught him about God's fidelity and providence but also shaped his understanding of the world and his place in it. Throughout his childhood and adolescence, Jacob found himself immersed in an environment that deeply valued communication with the divine. Although biblical records do not specifically detail his family's religious practices during this period, it is plausible to assume that Jacob participated in rituals and offerings, thus learning to cultivate a personal relationship with God. This spiritual education would be crucial for the events that would define his adult life, including his encounter with God at Bethel and his struggle with the angel at Peniel. Career and achievements. Early career. Jacob's career begins with a series of events that deeply mark his life and destiny. From his birth, the tension with his brother Esau and the preference shown by his mother, Rebekah, set a complex context for his personal development. One of the first significant milestones in Jacob's life was acquiring Esau's birthright. This event not only demonstrated Jacob's cunning and determination to secure his place in the divine promise made to his grandfather Abraham, but also set the tone for his future relationship with God and his family. The next crucial step in Jacob's life was his journey to the house of Laban, his mother's brother, searching for refuge and a wife. This journey was not only a flight from Esau's wrath but also a rite of passage towards maturity and independence. During his stay with Laban, Jacob worked for 14 years to marry Rachel, the woman he loved, although he was initially deceived into marrying her sister Leah first. This period tested Jacob's patience and resilience and led him to accumulate great wealth in livestock and servants, establishing himself as a patriarch in his own right. Career development. Jacob's career was also marked by his relationship with God, which deepened through several divine encounters. The most notable of these was his dream at Bethel, where he saw a ladder reaching to heaven with angels ascending and descending on it, and where God reaffirmed the promises made to Abraham and Isaac. This event not only reinforced Jacob's faith in the divine promise but also motivated him to continue his journey with renewed determination. Another defining moment in his life was his encounter with the angel, with whom he wrestled all night at Peniel. At the end of this struggle, the angel blessed him and changed his name to Israel, meaning, "He who struggles with God." This event symbolized Jacob's transformation, not only in terms of his relationship with God but also in terms of his identity and purpose. From this point onward, Jacob would not only be the bearer of the divine promise but also the father of the 12 tribes of Israel, consolidating his legacy as a central figure in biblical history. Main achievements. Jacob's achievements can be measured both in material and spiritual terms. Materially, he managed to establish an extensive family and accumulate great wealth, ensuring the well-being of his descendants and laying the groundwork for the birth of the nation of Israel. Spiritually, his life is a testament to a deep and complex relationship with God, marked by promise, struggle, and blessing. Jacob is remembered not only as a patriarch but as an example of faith and perseverance. His greatest achievement, however, was his role in the history of salvation, as the father of the 12 tribes of Israel, each of which would play a crucial role in forming the people of Israel. Through his sons, especially Joseph, who would play a vital role in the survival of the family during the famine in Canaan and his rise to power in Egypt, Jacob directly contributed to fulfilling the divine promise of making his descendants a great nation. Impact and legacy. Specific contributions. Jacob, also known as Israel, left an indelible mark on biblical history and the identity of the Jewish people. His life, filled with struggles, triumphs, and moments of deep spiritual connection, laid the foundations for the development of the Israelite nation. One of his most significant contributions was the formation of the 12 tribes of Israel, through his 12 sons, who would become the progenitors of these tribes. This act not only fulfilled the divine promise made to Abraham that his descendants would be numerous, but also structured the social and religious organization of the people of Israel. Moreover, Jacob's life is a testament to faith and perseverance in the face of adversity. His encounters with God, especially his struggle with the angel and the vision of the ladder reaching to heaven, are fundamental narratives that have inspired countless generations to seek a personal and sincere relationship with the divine. These moments not only highlight the possibility of overcoming struggles through faith but also reflect God's compassionate and merciful nature towards his faithful. Legacy. Jacob's legacy extends far beyond his material contributions or even his spiritual feats. He is remembered as a pillar of the Jewish faith, an example of the complexity of the human relationship with God, marked by commitment, doubt, and transformation. The figure of Jacob Israel as the father of the 12 tribes serves as a constant reminder of the divine promise and the collective destiny of the Jewish people. Furthermore, the name Israel, given to Jacob after his struggle with the angel, has endured as the name of the Jewish nation and the modern state of Israel, symbolizing the struggle and perseverance of the Jewish people throughout history. This name embodies the essence of the relationship between God and his chosen people, marked by struggle, blessing, and redemption. Jacob's impact on Christian and Muslim traditions is also notable. In Christianity, he is considered an ancestor of Jesus Christ, and his life is often interpreted as an example of faith and the importance of the divine promise. In Islam, Jacob, known as Yaqub, is recognized as one of the prophets, and his story is used to teach lessons about patience, faith, and perseverance. Movements or initiatives in his honor. While there are no modern movements or initiatives specifically dedicated to the figure of Jacob, in the same way that there might be organizations dedicated to more recent historical or religious figures, his legacy lives on in the religious practices, festivities, and spiritual education of Jewish, Christian, and Muslim communities. Jacob's story is studied and taught as an essential component of faith, offering lessons on the importance of trust in God, overcoming trials, and the value of divine blessing. Personal life. Interests and hobbies. Jacob's personal life, as described in the biblical scriptures, focuses mainly on his relationship with his family and his role as a patriarch. While ancient texts offer few details about hobbies or personal interests in the modern sense, it is possible to infer aspects of his character and preferences through the actions and decisions he made throughout his life. Jacob showed deep dedication to his family, working hard to ensure their well-being and prosperity. His inclination towards a quieter, more domestic life, in contrast to his brother Esau's adventurous nature, suggests a reflective character, possibly inclined towards contemplation and planning for the future of his lineage. Family and relationships. Family relationships played a crucial role in Jacob's life, largely defining his trajectory and legacy. Jacob was the second son of Isaac and Rebekah and had a complex relationship with his twin brother Esau, marked by rivalry and competition even before their birth. His love for Rachel, the younger daughter of Laban, led him to work 14 years to marry her, a testament to his dedication and deep love. However, he also married Leah, Rachel's older sister, following the customs of his time and expanding his family. Through Leah, Rachel, and their servants Bilhah and Zilpah, Jacob had 12 sons and at least one daughter, Dinah. These sons would be the progenitors of the 12 tribes of Israel, establishing the foundation of a nation. Challenges and overcoming. Jacob's life was full of challenges, from family conflicts to divine encounters that tested his faith and resilience. His relationship with Esau was tense from the beginning, culminating in his need to flee to avoid his brother's vengeance after deceitfully obtaining his blessing. The complexity of his family relationships also extended to his life with Leah and Rachel, where he faced the difficulty of loving one wife while fulfilling his duty towards the other. Despite these personal and family challenges, Jacob managed to overcome adversity through his faith in God and his ability to persevere and seek reconciliation. His later encounter with Esau, where they reconciled, is a testament to his desire for peace and harmony. Conclusion. Final years and death. The final years of Jacob's life were marked by moments of deep emotion and spiritual significance. After a long period of believing his son Joseph had died, Jacob experienced immense joy upon discovering he was alive in Egypt, having become a man of great power. This reunion not only represented the culmination of a series of divine trials but also symbolized the restoration and unity of his family. Jacob, along with his sons and their families, moved to Egypt at Joseph's invitation, ensuring the survival of his lineage during a severe famine. The years Jacob lived in Egypt were filled with renewed family blessings and the fulfillment of the divine promise of multiplication and prosperity. Jacob died at the age of 147 in Egypt, surrounded by his sons. Before his death, he blessed each of his sons, prophesying their future and the destiny of their descendants. These blessings, laden with prophetic meaning, not only consolidated his sons' roles as leaders of the 12 tribes of Israel but also outlined the future of the Israelite nation. His remains were transferred to Canaan and buried in the cave of Machpelah, in Hebron, alongside his ancestors Abraham, Isaac, Sarah, Rebekah, and Leah, fulfilling his wish to rest in the promised land. Final reflection. Jacob's life, rich in events and meanings, offers multiple layers of interpretation and reflection. His story is a testimony to the complexity of faith, showing how the relationship with the divine can be filled with struggles, doubts, and ultimately, reconciliation. Jacob, through his experiences, teaches us about the importance of perseverance amid trials and the ability to change and grow through them. The narrative of his life, intertwined with divine encounters, family conflicts, and moments of deep revelation, highlights the interaction between the human and the divine, and how faith can guide an individual through adversity toward the realization of heavenly promises. Jacob's legacy extends beyond his personal achievements or even the formation of a nation. It represents the continuity of a divine promise through generations, the value of blessings, and the importance of family and faith. His life invites us to reflect on our journey, our struggles, and how we face and overcome our challenges. Jacob, as Israel, remains a pillar of biblical faith, an ancestor whose life continues to inspire believers worldwide to seek a deeper and more meaningful relationship with God, demonstrating that through faith and perseverance, it is possible to overcome great obstacles and achieve divine promises.